Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillot Home team of Keller Williams and Laura Gillot. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillot.com. And H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser. For more information on your tax preparation needs, call 541-928-6432. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Hope everybody is doing amazing this morning. How are you, Scott?
You know, everyone's got to look forward to Wednesday because it is The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And it's not because it's live with Russ and Scott. It's because we've got the most remarkable guests that come on any show right here.
That's right.
Live.
That's right. I mean, we are so blessed. We are
Indeed.
Honestly so blessed. I mean, every time we're on, I can't believe the amazing people, and I truly mean that. I mean, it's just amazing that they're willing to hang out with us, Scott. That is so cool.
And then, of course, we got this good host, bad host thing, and I won't say who's who, but Russ has to bring it to an end
bad host.
After about 30 minutes or so, and it never is long enough because these are great folks. We learn a lot.
Oh my goodness. We could go for hours. I know. But you know what? We love to leave all of you wanting more, so our guests, we always give you the contact information, which is amazing. So just want to remind you that we are here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And we would love for you to join in. If you love the content, please share it with your friends, put it out there. In fact, you can do that right now. Hit the share button, send it out, let people know Russ and Scott are on. Woo! But mostly we've got Yanni and Alex here today, and that's going to be amazing.
Right. Hey, and could you put the banner up there? Because I want people to be able to reach out and connect to Russ Hedge and to Scott Smith and learn about the mastermind that we have, because we've got that every Wednesday at 10:30 Pacific time, which is a 45-minute mastermind on live streaming video. And, we're just getting started. We got a great group in there now. I know we got more folks that are going to be coming in March. And if it fills up, we will start another one because we want everyone to be able to get the benefits of live streaming video.
Oh my goodness. It is so cool. And we're so excited. And actually, one of our guests is really excited and joining in the live streaming arena as well, which is great. Alex is doing some incredible things. And, I just think that it's amazing that we can all come together, that we can make each other better. And that's what the mastermind is all about. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go to russhedge.com or dscottsmith.com, ticking along the bottom of the screen. And also in the comments and in the show notes, you will find the information about the mastermind as well, but you can join that from our page. So there you go. It's all there. So it's all good. Scott, what do you got going on this week? Got anything that we need to know about?
The mastermind is going on, and right now I'm just looking forward to Friday with lunch with Paul Edwards. Paul's been a guest on the show. He lives up in Washington, and it is just about the same distance from his house to my house if we meet in Jansen Beach up in North Portland. And so I'm going to get together for lunch with Paul, and he's also a member of the Iron Sharpens Iron Mastermind with me. And so it's good to get together, as we say, with an ISI brother.
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I have got some crazy good stuff going on online with live streaming. Tomorrow we have marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But at 4 p.m., I have a Russ Reels live with 4 incredible guests on community building. You got to join in on that. It's going to be so good. All the information is online in all my social media. You can't miss it. So that's super exciting.
That's
But you know
important.
what?
Community building. Community building.
Yes.
Speaking of that, we've got some great folks that know about this.
Yes, we do. And we're just going to get the show started and get Alex in
Let's do
here.
it.
She was going out and coming in, but she's back. She's ready. She's smiling.
Awesome.
Here she is. Hello, Alex. There she is.
Hi. Yeah,
So-
I had my screen. It was like thinking and thinking. I was like, oh no.
Yes. Well, you're freezing a little bit this morning, but we can still see you. You still look great, and we can hear you, which is good.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
so.
All right,
Listen,
I-
hey,
Let's,
we're so excited just to have
let's
you
learn
here
about
today.
Get Your Spice.
Yes.
ah.
Just give us a little bit about you today.
Yeah, so I'm a registered nurse from Ohio. I am nearby the Cleveland area, and I have been in healthcare, oh my goodness, for about 18 years now. And I went from a college dropout to becoming a nurse aide to an LPN and then to an RN, getting my bachelor's degree. And then now I'm finishing up my doctorate in nursing. And so I'll graduate this May with my doctorate. And I'm so excited. It's been such a long journey with that. And so in Ohio here, I have a holistic nursing practice. And so we do coaching, education, training, and we do private in-home holistic care for people in my community to help them heal at home.
Well, that's incredible. And what I love most about all that you're doing is you're just really getting yourself out there. You're connecting, you're doing the live stream thing, and that's so cool. And you just got started with that, right?
Yes, yeah, I didn't mention the live streaming. Yeah, I just started live streaming. Well, I started making videos literally like with my phone, right? About a year ago, I started doing that when I started coming out with Spice and started wanting to do my own thing nursing wise. And yeah, just with my phone. And it's been about a year. And then finally, I kind of committed this past month to Alex, you're going to try to go live almost every day and do the thing. And so that's what I decided to do. And I love it because I've had so many other nurse educators. So I'm also a nurse educator. So on the weekends, I teach first year RN students at the community college. So I've had so many other nurse educators. I've had so many students, current and past students, reach out to me. And so I've tried to do some videos about nursing and education and what it's like to be a nurse and all the different opportunities we have out there for ourselves. And so I've been trying to kind of incorporate that all with my YouTube channel and my podcast now and my live videos. So I absolutely am loving all of it.
Oh, and I was going to say, Alex, you made a significant commitment to formal education. And in a world where people say you can learn everything on YouTube, which you can learn a lot on YouTube,
Yeah.
but you've made a commitment to formal education, not only as a student, and congratulations, by the way, that's a huge milestone, but you're also helping protect our future by educating nurses yourself.
Yeah. And I love it so much. And I think that's kind of what caused the transition from me working at the bedside. I had worked I had done travel nursing and worked at the bedside doing ICU all throughout the pandemic, and all throughout my nursing career, you know, I've had to precept other nurses and orient other nurses. And that kind of was like my introduction into teaching. And then once I got a little taste of that, I mean, I loved it so much. So I said, well, Alex, just go, let's get some education up in your, like, why go for your doctorate? Add some education on there. So I got my nurse educator certificate while I was in my doctorate program here. And now that I've had lots of students, so we have groups of students, usually about 6 to 8 students in our clinical rotations. And then in a bigger classroom setting, you know, I've got like 30 or 40. I saw the opportunity, and it was through watching people like you and all the great people in your guys' community, how many people you can reach by live streaming and by going live and making video. And I was like, holy crap, how I can teach so many more nursing students doing it this way. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. And that's been such an eye opener for me. And what's really been like driving me and pushing me, it's like, I can reach so many people this way, and love it.
And you're
That's
doing
wonderful.
amazing. And you have an amazing personality, which is great, which helps you. And speaking of amazing personalities, Mr. Yanni Gratzanopolis is joining us this morning. Hey, Yanni.
Hi, everybody.
We should have let everybody try to pronounce your name just the way it's spelled, because that's my favorite.
Just so you could
yeah.
be cruel. I see.
Hey, listen, Yanni, you and I have been friends for so long. You're an amazing man, and you've got so much stuff going on. But let everybody here that doesn't know about all your amazing stuff know what you're up to.
Thank you for that. So I spent the last 10 years off and on as a business coach and doing nonprofit coaching on the side. I spent 10 years before that in the nonprofit world and doing nonprofit coaching on the side. You know, when people hear coaching and business coaching, they think, wait, do you have a whistle? Do you yell at me? What? And think of it more as a physical trainer, right? You walk into a gym, you're like, I need help reaching my workout goals. And you hire this personal trainer to get you where you need to go. Because the fact of the matter is, for some people, they know how to use a few pieces of equipment. They need the accountability, but they need the regiment, the program. No one ever taught them. And so there are people like me, formally taught in leadership, who know how to come in and not just identify a problem and say, hey, you've got a problem. A lot of people can do that, but really walk people through a roadmap to get their organization or their team or their nonprofit or their church in moving in the right direction. So I am an ordained pastor. I jokingly say, don't hold that against me, because some people, they're like, oh, Yanni, hey, oh, you're an ordained pastor? Oh, I apologize. No, just treat me like a human, right? And so that's really the focus, is finding out where an organization is off their track, the track that they want to go on, and getting them moving in the right direction.
Yeah. And you do an incredible job with that, because you're such a great motivator. And, you know, when I first saw that, we were actually on staff together at a church, and the minute you walked in the door, you commanded attention, because Yanni was in the house and you had something to say, and people are like, woohoo. Yes. So, you know, and that, I think that is what Alex has been really great about your live streaming. And I've watched you do some things. You have just a really sparkling personality. You just make people want to watch what you're doing, which makes nursing and all that stuff kind of fun to watch, instead of just like nursing.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's been such a huge struggle, especially with all the clinicals going virtual now, and all the classes are virtual. And I just hear all the students tell me how much they hate clinical and how much they hate their classes, because it's boring to them. It's not interesting. It's not relatable. And then on the flip side, I have the teachers saying the same thing. They don't enjoy teaching because they don't feel comfortable in front of a camera. They don't know how to create a relationship with people on the other end and what to do. And they get very overwhelmed. And so I've been trying to kind of put myself out there and like, you can be a nursing educator. You can be fun. You can make it interesting. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be super clinical, right? And cold and sterile and all that. Let's spice it up. Let's warm it up. Let's make it exciting. And so that's what I just found my jam, I think, with this. And it's been such a great learning experience and so great to see all the people that you impact and all the messages that you get and how you can connect with other people. Just like you always say, Russ, connecting other people. It's been so magical. And I'm just so excited to see what's in store coming up. It seems like every day some new opportunity is popping up, and it's been so enjoyable and wonderful.
Great, because you can bring, I'll just say, in every job, there's kind of the technical execution, and then there's people who bring a level of elegance to it. And I would say that the difference is Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates completely competent in the products that Microsoft brings, but they're just technically nice. Whereas Apple brings a level of elegance, and Alex, you can bring that, and I see this, that you're not just technically competent, but you execute with a level of elegance. And I see, I see some nods there.
Yeah. Well, I want to throw it back to Yanni really quick too, and just say, it's communication is so important. And as this is why I love community building, right? As we are joining this digital community and bringing everybody together along with our personal community around us, it's been such an amazing opportunity, but it's the communication, the ability to communicate, which you're both so good at. But, Yanni, when you're coaching people, that communication is vital, right? To get things through to people. You got to make them want to do it.
It's interesting that you say that, right? And especially when you talk about the concept of building community, a lot of times we'll say that phrase, but we'll miss the power of that word. You don't show up to land and go house and it pops up. You don't have Genesis creative powers. You build a house. You build a community. And Russ, you're exactly right. Communication is so important around that. Why? If we look back at how something is built, because communication is often the foundation. It's the fundamental, right? You look at some of the greatest basketball players, or some of the Tom Brady just recently retired, and what most people don't realize is every time before a game, greatest of all time, he would continue. He had a throwing coach. He always had a throwing coach. Why? Because even the best had a coach, somebody who was looking out and saying, hey, hold on. You're doing this. Let's adjust this, because we all have blind spots. That's part of the power of community, is looking into those blind spots and being able to receive that and say, yes, you know what? That is a blind spot for me. And when you look at what is actually happening, one of the things, this is where things start to break down, is where people go, I've got this on my own. And we see this as we move into the digital age. We see this, especially this version where we're jumping online more, is there's a tendency for people to navigate out of community and say, oh, I've got this. And what you do is you open yourself up to incredible blind spots. And that becomes the danger, where a coach can come in a very formal way and say, okay, hold on for a second. Hold on. Right back to passing. Don't have that elbow out. Throw that ball all the way down, right? Follow through. And when you take a look at what a community can offer, there's a reason why societies have always been in communities, because you're the safest when you're in a group of people who love and care about you, and you're willing to hear what people who love have to say.
Communities are built on a shared interest, or common interest, or shared hardship. And it's one of the things that COVID brought, was we all shared that hardship. And so we had something in common instantly with every
Mhm.
person on the planet. First time
Yeah.
ever.
Right. And that brought community, like you said, almost instantly. But what I love about the power of what we're doing right here with great communicators like both of you, and Alex, you have just ventured into this, is you could take any subject, any topic, any kind of passion that you have, you can really get it out there. Like Yanni says, the best are always going to have a coach. Let me
Mhm.
just tell everybody out there, the best in the world at whatever they do always, always, always have a coach. You cannot do it on your own. We are better together. And Alex, the people need nursing skills, the things that you have, and they need you communicating that to them so they can say, hey, yeah, I need to be thinking about those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Building community and speaking about feeling alone and isolated. And that's kind of one of the topics that I venture into quite frequently when I'm speaking is so many people have had, I don't want to say complaints, but have dealt with feelings of isolation and being separated during the pandemic for a multitude of reasons. And I feel like with social media and all the bad rap sometimes that it gets, I have never felt so connected to other people as I have through the pandemic. And I have never created such a community or felt a part of a community as I have during the pandemic. And it's had its challenges, of course. And, I've had to suit up in PPE and seen some heartbreaking situations, but there's always ways to connect with other people and build a community with other people and be a part of a community and participate in a community. And that's what I've really found the opportunity in this whole pandemic situation and all of this hardship and possible negativity, and challenges that have happened. But it's the perspective and where can you see the opportunity to create something wonderful through that. And that's what I've tried to build with Spice and with my Facebook community and with my Facebook page and my live streaming, and how I teach my nursing students and the kind of philosophy and methodology and way that I want them to learn to care for their patients. And of all the years that I've practiced and how I've learned to treat other patients and to have really great outcomes with patients, but also being a patient myself and having a really bad experience, and how they can learn through that and sharing my personal story. And that's just been the greatest thing to build that community of these new nurses that are going out there that are going to practice with this Spice philosophy and this Spice methodology and to the way that they can spice up their nursing practice. And then they can go share that with their coworkers and create a whole community around that. So that's what, when I start thinking about community, that's really what I start thinking about, is that whole opportunity that we have with this pandemic, even though it's terrible, but we can always create this new community. And just like you said, we're all dealing with it. We are all dealing with it. So how can we help each other through that?
Alex,
I
Well,
love that you
go ahead.
talk
Go
about
ahead,
this.
Yanni.
well, I just we were all so excited about what you just said.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
You highlighted something that, and let's come back to building community for a moment, right? Because you
Mm.
talked about how, and Scott, you said, hey, the pandemic kind of, it brought us all together in the shared hardship, but not everybody built community. Why?
Mhm.
Because
Right.
they didn't do, Alex, what you said 4 times by my count, possibly 5, saw the opportunity.
Mhm.
That's
hmm
right.
That is one of the keys around building community, because community isn't it's not a microwave oven, it's not real time all the time,
Mm.
right? And the pandemic absolutely brought an opportunity. Moving to a new house brings an opportunity. There are lots of things that bring an opportunity to properly build community in an organization or a team. There is a community. Are you building it?
hmm
And are you understanding and realizing the opportunity, maybe not to build it, but to rebuild it or to change it? One of the most important things that you can do around community is be looking for the opportunity, right? And that, there's a really old story about a man who's plowing a field and finds buried treasure. He goes, sells everything that he has to buy that specific field, because that's where the opportunity is. And I think for a lot of people, they miss community because they're not walking around eyes open looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's
Scott?
fabulous, and I love the spice. So you find the opportunity, you find what allows you to differentiate yourself, but because there's some fundamentals, whether it's in person or it's online, there's some fundamentals. I was talking, Yanni was an executive director for a nonprofit yesterday, and one of the phrases that came up was Zoom fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so we talk about Zoom fatigue. What is that? Well, it's no different than in the old days when we had face-to-face meetings where people
Meeting
ran
fatigue.
bad events. They had bad meetings. You're just like, wow, I just spent 30 minutes or 90 minutes in this really boring,
Right.
non-productive meeting. And
Right.
so on Sunday, uh, I'll spend 3 hours with my family staring at a screen watching the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Same thing.
So it's entertaining. So if
Mm-hmm.
you come on the screen and look how energetic Yanni is on screen, right? Standing, hand motions. I mean, he's brought a presence.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to get Zoom fatigue by hanging out with Yanni, by
Right.
hanging out with Alex,
I hope
because
not. No.
you're bringing spice, right? You're bringing something that differentiates it. You're not, people aren't going to end up going, well, there was another waste of time. There's another, I'm Zoom fatigued out. They're going to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys bring great examples, not only to what you can do in person, but also online. And it's following those fundamentals, bringing some differentiation, some spice, and including what are the opportunities that I can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Well done.
Well, I just want to say that it is always true that we are better together. What I
Mm-hmm.
love about what we've been talking today about communication, but about building community, what I love the most is that when you give out, and which I think we should all be doing, we should be giving and loving and blessing other people. But when
Mm-hmm.
you give out, when you build this community based on that, when you need it, they pour back into you. And I have been seeing that in my own life recently. We all have our challenges, and I think a lot of people know about my mama and things that are going on there. And I've had a lot of people pouring back into me because of the situations that I'm going through. And what I love about that is it's just so, I don't know. I can't think of a better feeling to know that there's so many people that care. And the reason that people care is because I have been intentional about trying to take opportunities, like Yanni said, and like Alex said, of building community, right? I've been trying to do my part at the best that I can. And it's just such a blessing when you're in community because of that support.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I since I'm always the bad guy, I'm the bad host. I need to wrap things up because we're drawing to an end. But we're gonna go ladies first again. And Alex, you just take your time. It's fine. But last word, whatever you want to communicate that we haven't already communicated, and how do people get in touch with you?
Oh, yeah, thank you. It's been such a pleasure to be here with all of you. You can find me all over on social. I'm on all the different social sites. I'm going to try to be more intentional about using my hashtag Get Your Spice. I am still learning all of these things for online and live streaming and all of that. So if you put in hashtag Get Your Spice, all of my information will start to pop up because I'm going to start using it more. But I have a daily live stream that I do Monday through Friday. It's on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. Head over to my YouTube channel. You can just search my name, Alexandria Rosa and Spice, and you can find me there. I've got all my videos there and also some really great playlists. I do a lot of education with some folks in the kidney arena. So there's some kidney videos there. And then some other more personal videos about me being a mom and a business owner and a grad student and all of that. So you can find that there. And I love connecting. Just like Russ always says, you can always reach out, send me a message, say hello. I would love to get to know you and how we can work together and how we can benefit each other. Be awesome. But yeah, always welcome to make new connections and find me on socials, friend me, connect with me for sure. And have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you just are doing incredible things, Alex. And I have only known you for a short time, but feel like I've known you for so long because you're so personable, easy to get to know, and you become a great friend in a short amount of time. So thank you for that. And speaking of great
Apparently in
friends,
Ohio, there's more than 24 hours of the day. All those things you listed out, I'm thinking,
I
how
know,
do you get
I know.
that
How do you
done?
get all that done?
That's my number one question, and that's what I do a lot of my coaching around for people who that's what I get asked. Alex, how do you do all of that? Because I've got 3 kids and all the things, and I've made it work. I know the secret formula.
There you go. There you go. Well, some people could just have you share that with them. So anyway,
One needs
Yanni,
to have a
give
signature
us.
course, and there it is.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. All right, Yanni, you're up.
I have to say, first thing, Alex, been a pleasure to meet you. I was tired. I needed a nap after hearing all that you said, and I really didn't think that I would hear the phrase "people in the kidney arena" today. I'm not sure how to follow that up. I'm not sure what to. So I, I think my final word for everybody, and Russ kind of tipped on it. Scott had mentioned it earlier, and it really is what set Steve Jobs apart to come full circle, is being intentional. And so I want to encourage everybody, take a step back, use the end of this week or the weekend to take a step back and just evaluate, be intentional about your evaluation. Am I at where I want to be with my business or my job or my family or my community? And if the answer is no, then just identify, all right, how do I get where I need to go? And the fact of the matter is, get intentional about your health. You know what? I need to lose some weight. So you go down to the gym, and what do? You look at all that equipment and go, I need a personal trainer. And so it doesn't need to be Yanni or Alex or Scott or Russ, although it's great if it is. But it needs to be somebody within your community, your sphere, that can start to help you succeed intentionally. Where can people get a hold of me? The main place to get a hold of me is through our website, Gratsinopoulos.com. You can see it there at the bottom, literally one word, Gratsinopoulos.com. For everybody who doesn't want to get a hold of me, but they want free stuff, we have an entire free training page on our site. It has literally hours of free trainings, recordings, blogs on a multiplicity of different topics for the nonprofit and the religious, all the way into business, leadership, and all the above. And then you can also click and contact and reach out, email, phone, and all that good stuff. Russ, Scott, Alex, thank you.
Fabulous.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
Awesome. Yes. I cannot say enough about how much I appreciate both of you coming on today. It has been great discussion. We could be going on for hours with this discussion, but we want to leave them wanting more. So as we wrap things up here today, I just want to again thank you both for the amazing things you're doing. I want to encourage everybody. The contact information they gave is all over this show. It's in the show notes. It is in the comments. It is easy for you to click on. And I encourage you, go to see Alex, go to see Yanni, get in touch with them, talk with them, and find out how they can benefit you, because you got to take action and be intentional about your life, like we talked about. And that is what I want to encourage you to do today. So as we wrap things up here, Yanni, Alex, we're going to say goodbye to you. Hang tight in the green room for a minute. We'll see you in a second. Whew, that goes fast.
Every week. And who would have thought that nonprofits and kidney communities would be here in on the experience?
You know, it is interesting because when I think about our guests, because people that don't know this, you and I are very intentional about who we bring on the show. This is not a shotgun show where anybody jumps on. We are very intentional about the people we bring on the show. And I am always looking at personalities more than what they do, because I think personalities, Alex and Yanni are so much alike in so many ways, their mindset and how they approach things, even being in 2 different arenas. And that is what I find so exciting, is that people with different, different type of industries or different type of businesses can still have so much in common. And I just think that's amazing.
And I think I saw a comment from Charlene passed by that talked about people who are passionate about what they do, and that's that's what we really get today, right?
Yeah,
And that does bring a level of elegance of execution to what
it
you
does.
do, and both Yanni and Alex really embody that. So what
Yeah.
a beautiful time today.
Well, and we want to give a special shout out to Alex for making us three guys look better. So thanks for that, Alex. Always have to, there you go. That's enough said. But anyway, I just really am excited about all that's going on around live streaming and what we talked about today. And we just want to remind everybody that
Mhm.
today, for the second week, and it's not too late to jump in, we are doing our mastermind 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday after the experience. And we are doing that mastermind based around live streaming. And there's so many amazing opportunities and things you can do because of live streaming. It does not matter what industry you're in, and everybody needs community. Everybody needs support. And that's what the mastermind is all about. For those people, let me just be blatant and honest. If you don't think you need a coach, or you don't think you need
Mhm.
community or people around you helping you, you're missing out, because we all do.
Yeah,
We all have blind spots.
absolutely. And we have opportunities, as Yanni was saying, we have opportunities. One of the things that's coming up for me is right now I'm working on fundraisers for two different nonprofit organizations, and they're both involving live streaming.
Right.
And just going live on Facebook won't do it. Just having a Zoom meeting, if you're trying to raise money for a nonprofit, just having a Zoom meeting won't do it. There's a lot more that goes into it, and it's not just buying a good camera or microphone or buying some stage lights. There's a lot more that goes into it, but it is an opportunity, and I'm
Right.
grateful to be able to help these organizations raise more money and connect with their community in a different way, but in an important way, in a way, honestly, that is not going away.
Right. No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, if you're not doing video now, you're behind. So get out
Mhm.
there, build community, find great people to work with, and tune in every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the amazing guests we have on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Don't forget that if you have not connected with Scott or I, russhedge.com and dscottsmith.com, real pretty simple ways to reach out, because we would love to connect with you and get to know you. And who knows, maybe you'll end up on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And don't forget to share this out, like our YouTube page for the experience. And you can actually go to the experience.live, the experience.video. Sorry, the
Stop
experience.video
video.
will take you right to our Facebook, our
Right
YouTube
to YouTube,
page.
right to
There
YouTube,
you go.
and
There you go.
subscribe, hit the little bell so that you get reminded when we go
Yes.
live, because we go live every Wednesday. We also have the Experience Plus, which is a floating show and will come
Right.
up in important times with
So the
great
experience,
guests.
yes, and the experience.video is going to pop up magically in the comments,
There it is.
experience.video, and that's what you can click on to go to the YouTube page. And I appreciate all of you. We're going to wrap things up for today. We appreciate everybody being here. And until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. And
Enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.